Listen.
That's the royal category. The royal category based on color. You have all kinds of royalism, kings and queens and all like that. The system of white supremacy is a category based on color and non-color. And if you're in the color category, black, brown, red, yellow, beige, tan, etc., then you are eligible to be dominated and mistreated by people who classify themselves as the non-color white. And I kind of went in depth on that, but basically that's really what it's all about. It's just a form of mistreatment based on color. That's what white supremacy is. That's what I have in my book, and that's what I've been saying all down through the decades and whatnot. If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet.
Well, when it comes to a person of color, just look around to what happens everywhere that you go on the planet when it comes to a person of color, and ask, why is it that if you're in Venezuela, if you're in Brazil, except maybe for a few minutes in Mardi Gras time, if you are in Ethiopia, if you are a person of color in Ohio, in New York City, in Ontario, why is it that when white people look at you, they see something different than they see when they look at a white person? And that they act on that difference, and that difference is usually directly, indirectly, to your detriment. Why is it that you have what you call black neighborhoods, black communities, black churches, a black church? Just that. Something we've gotten used to. That's what we call them. We don't even call them Christian churches. We call them black churches and white churches. Why is that? There's got to be a reason for that. So I'm saying everywhere you go, color is the dominant feature in anything. The color of a person's skin. That's dominant. That takes precedent over everything. There's nothing that comes before that. Nobody's religion comes before that. First thing is, what color is that person coming down the road? What is the color classification? If you look at the census in the northwestern hemisphere, the census is all about what? A thing called race. Let's get that straight before we start talking about money or anything else. What race do you belong to? And then they have the races, what's so-called races, R-A-C-E-S, based on what? What color somebody is. All right? Now, I understand they're doing a little modification now, a little juggling and whatnot, and they're coming up with something called the German race and the Irish race. But really, in the system of white supremacy, it's just one race, and that is the white race. There's no such thing as another race of people anywhere in the known universe.
Mm-hmm.
According to what? According to logic. So that's why I say that's the dominant government. It actually cancels out all other governments. There's no such thing as, a communist government other than the government of white supremacy, a socialist government other than the government of white supremacy, a capitalist government other than the government of white supremacy, a Christian government, Muslim government, Confucian government, Hindu government. No. Color is more powerful than all of those so-called governments put together. What color somebody is, more powerful. That's the first order of business. They say, oh yeah, well, you're talking about money and you're talking about this, you're talking about capitalism, you're talking about Wall Street, you're talking about starvation in Bangladesh and whatnot. Wait a minute, before we even get to that. What color are the people? What color are the people that you're talking about? Before we go any further, let's get that straight. We want to know what color the people are. What color the people are. We're talking about borders now. You got people coming across borders. Wait a minute. What color are those people coming across the border? Any border. What color are those people out there in the desert? What color are those people up there on the moon? If there's any up there, what color are they? Let's get that straight first. Then we'll talk about the other stuff. Because the other stuff don't matter no way. It's what color they are that matters. We don't care nothing about these two-bit religions. All of them don't matter. Color comes first.
They are supreme. I didn't say better. Supreme just means, hey, they can tell you what to do and you can't tell them. That makes them supreme. That's what white supremacy means. They can tell you what to do, but you can't tell them. You can't make them do nothing. And they'll challenge you if they, of course we usually don't challenge them. We'll stand there when we're mad and say we demand, but that's not really what we mean. We really mean we're asking in a loud voice, because we can't demand nothing. Because see, when it comes right down to it, when they back up and say, okay, you say you're demanding, you're gonna make me do what you want me to do? All right, do it. Say, come on now. Say, now you do this among your own people, you get away with it, but you're dealing with a master now. Make me. All this stuff you're talking about that you got to have, make me. You're intelligent. You said that you are. You said your people are this and that, and you come from a long line of this. Make me. None of us have proven that we can meet that yet. None of us. In all these years, some of us can talk pretty loud, and we can do a job on each other like you wouldn't believe. But when Master Man says, make me, we melt. And the evidence shows it. Now, is that supposed to make us feel real bad and crawl under a rock and all like that? No, that's what makes you strong. Why? According to logic. To admit that you're a prisoner of war is strength, if that's what you are. That's the first step toward not being a prisoner. Realize that you are one. But see, black males in particular, we like to flex our muscles. Boy, do we ever like to act like we are really men. And we will slaughter each other on 8th Street out there any day in the week to prove it. We ain't nowhere close. Because when the real man comes around, we melt. You see us running across parking lots and hiding under cars. When we were real men, we'd meet him halfway. We'd say, where is it? You ain't saying nothing but the word. Where is it? Point to which way he's coming from. All right? No.